Note to self: if I ever fall off a cliff during the winter season, I better go on ahead and bring my comfy coat so it could cushion the fall. This is Rabbitearsblog, and welcome to another in-theater movie review series. So today's movie that I'll be reviewing today is the new Lindsay Lohan movie, Falling for Christmas. And before I get into my thoughts about this movie, here are a few words from the channel. Alright everybody, it's time to get on the social media train. Want to chat with me in 100 words or less? Then check out my Twitter account. Want to talk about movies, TV shows, and video games within the group? Then check out my Facebook account. Want to check out some of my ultra cool fan art? Then check out my DeviantArt page. Want to get the lowdown on everything that's happening on this channel? Then check all of the above. And now, we return to our regularly scheduled program. So Falling for Christmas is about a young hotel heiress named Sierra who is spoiled, and she was engaged to a guy named Tad. One day, she and Tad decide to go out skiing into the mountains, and Tad ends up proposing to Sierra. But after Sierra accepts Tad's proposal of marriage, she ends up falling off a cliff, and she ends up hitting her head. And it was then that she ended up developing amnesia. She can't remember who she is. And it was then that she meets a guy named Jake, who is an owner of a bed and breakfast that's in rival with Sierra's father's hotel. And Sierra ends up falling in love with Jake at the process. So what are my thoughts about this movie? Well, I thought this movie was okay. I normally don't review a lot of romance movies on this channel, but the reason why I picked out this movie was because Lindsay Lohan was starring in it, and it's been years since Lindsay Lohan has last been in a film, so I was interested to see what Lindsay Lohan was going to do in this film, so that's why I went ahead and checked out this film called Falling for Christmas. So let's talk about what I did like about this film. So the first thing that I did like about this film was that I thought that this film was pretty cute. I do like the fact that this film does focus on how the main characters, Sierra and Jake, did lose somebody that was very close to them, Sierra's mother and Jake's former wife. And I like how this movie delves into the fact that they're trying to move on from their lives, or move on from losing the people that they love the most, and trying to get together in the process. And I really like Jake's daughter Avi in this film. Like, I thought she was a very energetic and very nice girl, and she brings a lot of heartwarming moments to this film. And I really like her relationship with Sierra, as she's one of the few characters in the film who's really nice to Sierra. And then another thing I liked about this film was Lindsay Lohan's performance. As I mentioned before, it's been many years since Lindsay Lohan has last been in a film, and I remember I grew up watching a lot of her films as a kid. So when I heard that Lindsay Lohan was coming back to do another film, of course I was a bit interested, because it's been a while since Lindsay Lohan has been in a film, and I wanted to see if she still is a really good actress in this film. And yes, she's still a pretty good actress in this film. I like how she acts very heartwarming throughout the film, and I love her comedic moments throughout this film. And so I do think that Lindsay Lohan's acting in this film was pretty good. Now let's talk about some of the issues that I do have with this film. So the first major issue that I have with this film was that I felt like most of the characters were flat. With the exception of Lindsay Lohan's character Sierra and Jake's daughter Avi, I felt like everybody else were very flat characters, and that we don't really know much about these characters. Like, the film tries to get us to really connect with these characters, but it does it in such a clunky way that I just couldn't really get into any of the characters except for Sierra and Avi. So I felt like most of the characters in this film were very flat. Another issue that I had with this film was that I felt like the plot was very generic. I have mentioned before that I don't review a lot of romance films on this channel, and that's mostly because a lot of romance films have like the same plot throughout. Like, you have the main character going on a date with somebody at the beginning of the film, and then during the film they suddenly fall in love with somebody else, and then the film hinges on the relationship between the main character and their lover. And I've seen this happen so many times in a lot of romance films, and I think that Falling for Christmas is no different in that. Like, you have Lindsay Lohan's character Sierra like falling in love with Jake, even though she's already engaged to Tad. And the film spends most of its time developing the relationship between Jake and Sierra. And again, I've seen this happen before in a lot of previous romance films, so I felt like this is no different in this film. The only difference with this film and other romance movies that I've seen is that Sierra ends up getting amnesia and she can't remember who she really is. That's the only difference from this film from other romance films. But overall, I give Falling for Christmas a skim it. While I do think that this is a cute film, and I really did like Lindsay Lohan's performance in this film, I felt like this film is a bit too generic in its plot, and most of the characters were very flat. So if you're a huge fan of Lindsay Lohan's works, and you want to see how she's able to fare in this movie, then you could check out this movie. However, if you're looking for a romance film that's very unique from the other romance films, then I don't think this is the film that does that. So that's my review on Falling for Christmas, and tell me in the comments down below, have you seen Falling for Christmas? And if you have, did you like this movie? Did you hate this movie? And what's your favorite movie starring Lindsay Lohan? Please let me know in the comments down below. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is Rabbitearsblog, and I'll see you guys later. Hey guys, like this video? If you want to check out more crazy content from this channel, then please hit that big old colorful subscribe button. And if you are feeling extra generous, then please support me through Patreon so I can make more awesome content for this channel.